Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news, and, well, Two Blokes Chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Mooloolaba, Birdsville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathround, Proserpine, Alladala, Darwin, Gingin, Lillaquen, Muckdilla, Wallumbilla, Bougainville, Cumberland, Ramakilla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man.
Yes, indeed. He has been everywhere. Our mate Les, lucky star, and he's been everywhere. Today we are going off to the beautiful town of Castlemaine in central Victoria. Rob, who we got?
We've got Kerry Anderson. I was just wondering, did Castlemaine get a run in that song?
No, it probably does, but not in the bit that we hear.
Oh, dear me. All right, Kerry Anderson. She's I've known Kerry for 3 minutes now, and I've got to know her pretty well. She's a very interesting lady. Kerry, welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show.
Good morning, Rob and Neil. Great to be chatting with you.
You are someone who loves your little village of Castlemaine and all that goes in it, and we enjoy having in this segment a consistency around that of people who love where they are, that they're happy to tell the world about it, invite people into your world, because there's a lot to like in Castlemaine. But let's narrow it down to the one thing. Why would you encourage me to come to Castlemaine?
I think it's like any rural town, and I cringe when you said village.
That's a term that Rob uses for his own
town.
town.
In a working class town. But it's like every town. If you take the time to stop over, look around you, soak it up, chat to the people, there's so much to do and appreciate and learn and connect. And Castlemaine's one of those wonderful, diverse communities that keeps reinventing itself. That makes it interesting as well.
My bit of a litmus test for a good country town is the bakery. They normally do something particularly well. What's the featured bakery in Castlemaine's main ticket item?
Well, we are more of a cafe town. We do have a bakery. We have two bakeries, and they do a great job. But the cafes around town, I think we've got more. When in the goldfields, it used to be pubs, and pub on every corner.
Yeah.
I could count how many pubs there were. Now it's how many cafes and coffee machines there are. And I can still remember the excitement when the first coffee machine was installed in Castlemaine, and Mum used to go down for once a year treat of a cappuccino. now it's like a daily fix with our coffee, isn't it? But we have a mix of lovely little cafes, restaurants, and bakeries, and look, we've made it. Food is a big thing of when we go and visit a town. But you know what? If you put in a bit of prior planning, or just pop into the supermarket, you can put together a great picnic and go out and enjoy the bush. And the Goldfields Heritage Park, we have so much heritage here. Obviously, it's a beautiful landscape even before the Europeans came and to some extent dug it up and ruined it. But nature bounces back, and it's really interesting interpreting what's happened over the centuries out in the bushlanders too. I've been out this morning walking with my dog Archie. That's what I love about living here.
Yeah. I work with someone who's moved to Castlemaine recently from Melbourne, and her observation is it's a great place to commute from because she comes down on the train. It's not hard to do. That she has the lifestyle of living in what you would describe as a big country town rather than a small country city, I guess. It sort of fits into that mode. If you need something more than what Castlemaine offers, you're an hour and a half, 2 hours from Melbourne, but only half an hour from Bendigo. It's a really good location for that, as well as all the natural stuff going on around it.
And the railway line is key to that. A lot of rural towns have struggled over the years, but we are a thriving rural town, and that's thanks to the people that recognised way back in the 1850s that they needed that railway line to survive, and that's why we have been able to reinvent ourselves from gold rush. We went to industry, and we still have a little bit of that here. In fact, the largest employer is a food manufacturer, but we also have Thompson's, what was formerly Thompson's Foundry. The mill's been reinvented for tourism, and that's where, as industry, goes through its life cycle, we come up with new things. The street rodding industry, car, automotive industry is quite big in lots of small businesses around the town, and anything makers, so the diversity, I think, has actually made us quite a strong town, and the placement, as you say, is just perfect.
And, of course, the two most famous exports, one is now most Queenslanders can't get through the week without, in the form of a particular beer, and all the children, presumably in Castlemaine, with no teeth because of the rock that they are able to buy easily at the shops.
Not anymore.
No, Castlemaine rock is sadly no more. It was not. It was certainly a great talking point and a treat. Not what I'd give my kids every week, though, but sadly that tradition has ended and is now a collector's item. We have lots of new beer brewing companies have popped up, and that's a big culture of rural towns now, that you have to have your own brewer in town, and people like trying those out as well.
What's the population, Kerry?
Well, that's a good question for someone that's always lived here. We just rounded up to what we've always known. The subpopulation used to be 16,000 for the Shire itself, and about 8 to 10,000 in town.
So it's probably like Colac down here for the local
size.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell because we're such a popular town, and as you mentioned, Melbourne people have moved here. They don't necessarily live here all year round, though. It's more of a second home. So it'd be really interesting to know what the and I suppose we've got the stats out. I just haven't looked at them, but it's a very busy town. That's how I can judge. And I used to be able to go and get a park anywhere I wanted any day of the week except Friday. That was always a busy day. Now it's 7 days a week.
Well, Kerry, we are desperately short on time, so if people are looking for an excuse to get up to Castlemaine, they don't need one, but the weekend of the 26th, 27th, something like that, 25th, 26th, there's a big truck show on.
There is. The Rotary Club, major fundraiser, and before you say it's for blokes, it's not. It's a family event because kids get in free. There's free rides and entertainment, great food, live music, and some big shiny trucks. It's one of the largest regional, if not the largest regional truck show in Australia, and we have trucks come from everywhere. But hey, if you want to come this weekend, we have the Festival of Gardens, and on Sunday the 20th of November there's the Buddha Traditional Arts Fair at the historic home there. Every weekend there's something to come and hear about, but we'd love to see you at the truck show as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Kerry Anderson, up there in Castlemaine. Look forward to getting up there at some stage myself very soon.
Look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, Kerry. Best wishes.